Buried beneath crumbling temples carved into stone and whispered through forgotten scrolls are terrifying warnings from the ancient world. From cataclysmic omens to cryptic prophecies, some messages seem like they were meant for us right now. Here are 10 ancient warnings humanity still doesn't understand. The Samrian King List. The Samrian King List is one of the most baffling ancient records ever discovered. Found etched on stone tablets dating back to the 3rd millennium BCE, it lists the names of Sumerian kings along with their reigns. But here's the part that sends chills down your spine. Some of these rulers allegedly reigned for tens of thousands of years. One king, Alulim of Eridu, supposedly ruled for 28,800 years. Scholars argue that this is either symbolic or a mythologized version of history, but the eerie consistency of this list across multiple versions has left researchers baffled. Even more disturbing, the list divides time into eras before and after a great flood. This eerily mirrors flood myths found in other ancient cultures. Were these impossible reigns a metaphor, a misinterpretation, or a literal warning about time, cycles, or forgotten human civilizations? The Prophecy of Hoppy. The Hopi people of North America have passed down a prophecy for generations, one that warns of a time of great destruction and renewal. The most alarming part involves a blue star Kachina that will appear in the sky as a harbinger of the end times. This celestial event, they say, will signal the beginning of Purification Day, when the earth is cleansed of evil. Many believe this refers to a supernova or a comet, and some have drawn unsettling connections to modern astronomical events. What makes this warning so compelling is how it parallels other indigenous prophecies around the world, suggesting that something cosmic, perhaps cyclical, is being tracked across cultures. Whether metaphor or memory, the precision of this prophecy raises uncomfortable questions about what ancient people might have known about the stars and the fate of humanity. The warning of Angkor Wat's time capsule. Deep within the ruins of Cambodia's Angkor Wat lies a mysterious inscription, one that many believe serves as a cryptic warning. Built in the 12th century by King Suryavarman II, the temple complex is covered in intricate carvings, including one strange bas-relief that seems to depict an ancient nuclear explosion. Strange mushroom-shaped clouds and panicked figures appear in artwork dated hundreds of years before such technology existed. Local legends speak of a weapon of the gods in a time when the earth was scorched. Researchers remain divided. Some say the carvings are symbolic, others think that they may reference lost technologies or ancient disasters. If this is meant as a cautionary tale about humanity's destructive potential, it's one that we've either missed or ignored. The Voyage Manuscript. We've talked about this one at length in the past, but it's worth revisiting. Discovered in 1912, the Voyage Manuscript is a bizarre illustrated book filled with indecipherable text, alien-looking plants, and scenes of women immersed in strange fluids in tubes. Believed to have been created during the 15th century, no one has successfully decoded the language it's written in, or even proven it's a real language at all. Theories about its purpose range from medical alchemy to a warning about lost or future knowledge. Some claim it predicts future biological threats, while others believe it may be a preserved manual of an ancient and possibly advanced civilization. But despite decades of effort and high-tech analysis, the meaning behind its warnings remains sealed, like a puzzle that no one alive has the key to solve. If it was meant to protect us, we may never know from what. Gobble Teepe. Dating back over 11,000 years, Gobble Teepe in Turkey predates the Egyptian pyramids by millennia and flips the script on human history. Among its carved stone pillars are animals, celestial symbols, and ominous human-like figures. One carving in particular, showing a headless human next to a vulture, has been interpreted by some archaeologists as a dire warning about death and disaster. Compounding the mystery is the fact that Gobble Teepe was deliberately buried by its own builders for reasons still unknown. Some theorists believe it was meant to preserve the site and its message until a later time, perhaps now. Could these carvings be symbolic of an ancient global catastrophe that its builders feared would happen again? The Oracle Bones of China. Used during the Shang dynasty over 3,000 years ago, oracle bones were turtle shells and ox scapulae used in divination. Shamans would apply heat to these bones until they cracked, then interpret the fissures as messages from ancestors or gods. What's chilling is that many of these questions and answers written on these bones hint to droughts, cosmic disturbances, and chaos that threatens entire regions. Some of the predictions even eerily echo modern concerns: climate disasters, solar flares, or the breakdown of social order. Were these simply superstitions, or did ancient societies have a more direct connection to Earth's changes than we do now? These bones may have been primitive tech, but the messages they bear still whisper through time, waiting to be fully understood. The Eching. The Eching, or Book of Changes, is one of the oldest known divination texts, dating back over 3,000 years in ancient China. Composed of 64 hexagrams, combinations of broken and unbroken lines, the Eching isn't just a philosophical guide. Some researchers, including physicists and mathematicians, have found correlations between the Eching and binary code, DNA sequences, and even patterns in quantum mechanics. One theory suggests it encodes a hidden timeline, a countdown of human evolution or collapse. The eerie part, some of the dates this timeline predicts align with major global shifts, including the turn of the millennium and upcoming dates in the near future. Was this just a coincidence, or did ancient scholars tap into a pattern of reality we're only just beginning to grasp? The Mayan Dresden Codeex. One of the few surviving pre-Columbian books, the Dresden Codeex offers astronomical calculations, ritual calendars, and, most disturbingly, prophecies. Its pages speak of floods, eclipses, and destructive fire rains that repeat in cycles. The most infamous prediction pointed towards December 21st, 2012, but scholars now agree the Mayans weren't predicting the end of the world, just the end of a cycle. The real warning: that time is not linear but circular, and certain disasters are destined to return. The Codex shows a recurring calendar of cosmic events, some of which match up with eclipses and meteor showers we still experience. Were the Mayans giving us a heads up, not about one doomsday, but about many? The warning stones of Japan's tsunami markers. Dotting the Japanese coastline are ancient stone markers, some over 600 years old, engraved with chilling messages: "Do not build below this point." These tsunami stones were placed after devastating waves struck coastal villages, claiming thousands of lives. In 2011, after the Great East Japan earthquake, entire towns were destroyed, some of them built below the warning stones. Survivors realized too late that the ancestors had left clear instructions that were ignored in favor of modern convenience. It's one of the most literal examples of ancient warnings being disregarded, with fatal consequences. These stones don't just predict the future, they remind us it's already happened before. The Delphic Maxims. Carved into the walls of the Temple of Apollo at Delphi, once believed to be the center of the world, are the Delphic Maxims. These 147 short phrases were considered divine wisdom from the Oracle of Delphi, including chilling reminders like "Know thyself," "Nothing in excess," and "Time brings everything." While some sound philosophical, others read like grave instructions, such as "Avoid what is not yours, fear authority, do not use violence, and pursue what is just." Modern scholars believe these weren't just moral suggestions, but they were social survival codes in times of great instability. If they were warnings, they're eerily suited to our world today, where excess, injustice, and ignorance of self continue to spiral out of control. Delphi wasn't just an oracle, it was a final voice echoing through time, hoping someone someday would listen. But thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like and a comment for the algorithm, and of course subscribe because you won't want to miss what's next. Thanks again.